Thanks for everybody that's attending and anyone that's watching this after. Uh, First thing I want to just let people know about Prospero.ai is we consider ourselves more than an investment company. We're a mission and a movement. And our goal is to give everyday investors the same advantages once reserved for large financial institutions. And on a day-to-day basis, what we help people do is help anyone pick stocks like a pro. Uh, our track record is there. We've actually been doing this for 4 years. We've given away our newsletter picks for free, and those picks are on average beating the market by 67%. It's not luck. We're really consistent. We've been between 58 and 63% this year win rates versus the S&P 500. Our SPY beat this year is about 70%, so we're right near that average. And beyond, what we teach in our newsletters, which is really important, we teach a process in addition to these signals. But our app transforms a complex web of information into 10 intuitive signals that help investors or traders. And what we're really doing that's unique is we can teach even less experienced investors how to fish. And one of the things we see is there's a lot of solutions out there that are offering sort of similar things, but we're providing a different kind of value. There are these generative AI solutions that, when you ask them to compare a company, they'll give you something like a PE ratio. So they're taking simplicity, they're taking new technology and giving you old data. We have seen, like with companies like Palantir, how off these PE ratios can be, especially now. That's one of the reasons we've created these modern, effective signals that are quite differentiated and unique. Then you have all these other solutions that offer good products, trading signals, charts, but a lot of them are really complex for everyday people to check, use. We've boiled it down to 10 signals, easy to use interface. It was designed by a former creative director at Apple. So we have that intuitive interface. We have a process along with it, and they're very powerful signals. People use our app already in 163 countries. We have these newsletter resources. We do live streams, but we're gaining momentum now as we speak. But we have a long-term fix for this too. Not only are we delivering value today, right now, hedge funds spend billions of dollars on alternative data, real-time credit card swipes, camera data, satellite images, web traffic to basically turn data generated by people against them. And we actually have a long-term vision to earn trust, gather community data, data like, what is next phone you're going to buy? How much are you going to spend this month? That can, offer similar results, but deliver these results to a community. As I said, our traction is really getting great. Recently we won Best FinTech AI Startup 2025 by the Global Financial Market Review. I was honored to receive the Most Influential FinTech CEO 2025. So people are really starting to take notice. And this is a movement. We are just starting it. You can see some of the attention that we're getting. You can go on our page. You can see the reviews that people say about us. You can actually see what the head of eToro US said about us. But some people, when they hear this, oh, I have to request screen sharing. But some people, when they see this, want to know a little bit more about how it works, right? This is a newsletter that we sent on 3/30/25. Of course, those that don't know, the market really crashed on 4/3/25. And it's called Don't Trim the Hedges. And we were actually telling people, everyday investors, how to use inverse ETFs to hedge their positions because we saw trouble coming. And, we saw it coming for a while. We share this newsletter every week. We showed our SPY net option sentiment was fixed at 0, so we gave people a warning. We gave people practical advice before it happened. Another good case study we have was CoreWeave recently. And not only did we get between $4 in the top, $1 in the bottom, we flipped from long on 8.5 to short on 8.7. And our signals really told us this. You see, same thing, net option sentiment at 0, upside, one of our key signals started to go up. We got out as net option sentiment got we got out of our short and into our long. And then as we saw net option sentiment fall before CoreWeave's earnings, we got out and we actually got back in recently because we saw them turn. People can follow our positions. That's what we say. We're very open. We're not cherry picking this data. People can see what we're investing in, follow us. And we're really delivering on that promise of helping people, everyday people deliver better. We're seeing great growth. We just upped our marketing spend, and we've actually 3x'd our app weekly actives in the last 3 months. We've also increased our revenue by 30% in the last 3 months since we started doing this. And we have our flagship alerts product being released around this crowd fund. So only people that invest in the crowd fund get access to, what is our flagship product. It's going to be our best idea every day. It's our easiest product to follow. It's also a higher price point, $50 versus 10 and 20 for our newsletters. And we want to make people a part of that, a part of the marketing story. People that invest in our company are going to be the first users, the first evangelizers. And that's our approach to growth. All of our spend has been in, social media right now. There's a great response onto a question on the Republic page where someone asked us what was different about us and Path Finance. We have an easy answer to that. Asset managers like them have to pay between $500 and $1,500 in customer acquisition cost. Wealthfront Betterment paid about $1,000 in the early users. We get people into our funnel at $1.50 a user. And, we're going to convert those to asset management users long term. And that's, the big part of our funnel. We want to look at ETFs. We want to look at mutual funds. We're looking at partnerships with smart portfolios. You can see what the head of eToro US had to say about our products at the top of our carousel there. We have a partnership coming with Finimize. We have other international expansions. TrendSpider is another thing that we're close to officially announcing. We're finalizing some things, but people really notice the differentiation in our content. And that's why, a lot of this will be natural, like what we're going to do with Finimize. We've had a relationship. I've spoken with them, but their analysts are going to start, looking at integrating our signals. So we get kind of that organic thing. And that only exists because they see the value in what we're doing. So, we have this short term, we have alerts. We're going to roll out a paid Discord. We're actually going to release some generative AI experiments on that. Then we have a web app. Those are our services. Long term, we have big potential in asset management that's going to really start to, increase our revenue. And also we're going to offer a unique product in that. I mentioned we're going to gather data from our users. So we're going to be the first platform that gathers data from our users and delivers it into asset management products for them that are going to be highly differentiated as a result of that. And that is how both in the short term and the long term, we're delivering hedge fund level information and products to people that haven't gotten them before.